Hey y'all, grand rising to my kings, my queens, my fratters, my sorors, my peeps, my fam, the homies, my stalkers, my clingers, my haters that still watch me, the news reporters, the run till that. How you doing? Happy Wednesday, time in California, 6:01 a.m. And brought to you by Ralphie the Raccoon, okay? But my nephew he bought this for me. He went to the mystery spot. Him and his mom when they visited a couple no the visit before last. But I see with my raccoon, he's very yum. Oh no, I left that squirrel over here too. I don't know. Is it a squirrel? What the hell is this? I don't know what's going on. Oh no, Tammy's doing okay. What's up? In the meantime, I know it's early. I want everyone to have a well and wonderful day ahead of time. Copacetic, do some epic shit, you know what I'm saying? Bust a move. Don't be a noun, be a verb. So, some of you guys who have been to my place before and you guys have seen that wonderful altar, there's all kinds of shit that be happening here that's magical. I don't know, mysticism and metaphysics, don't even ask. You guys have had some of your own experiences too. And my ancestors have a way of waking us up before daylight. So I've been up since about like 3 something. It happens like clockwork. I thought my daddy was crazy. No, it runs in our family apparently. Because even for my son, and we wake up simultaneously at the same fucking time. So he'd be way down the hall in his room, and I'd be in my room, and all of a sudden I don't know, is it our blood? Oh no. Anyway. The retrograde is almost damn near over, you guys. Lord have mercy at Jesus. It was a dinger this time. There's a lot going on. For me, what I'm learning, the more I get into awakenings and different levels, and it's not like I'm trying to sit there and become this being. I'm trying to make sense of what the fuck is happening after you start experiencing shit. That's what happens to me, and a lot of you guys too. Some of you guys are trying to sit there and be something you're not. Don't do that. Just be in your nature, okay? But it runs in our bloodline. I don't know. It be going down. So, now I appreciate my cousin. I was asleep. There's something with my phone to where I can't hear my text message notifications all the time, especially if I don't have my earpiece in. But I responded back to my cousin. And I'm getting the messages back, and it's nice to catch up with Leo sis. And for big Aquarius sis, or big sis Aquarius, my across the way neighbor, you know, everybody has a routine. We always check on each other to sit there and say what's up. Not gossip, just catching up and like, what's going on, okay? And if I get too quiet and she sees my car parked out there for a few days and hasn't been moved, she's like, are you alive? What's going on? Talk to me. It was my turn to check on her too, because there's something in the air. It's not just one person. It's that retrograde. Some people don't understand how things work, because during this time, so it's cosmic events that happen, and you're being challenged, and yet it's bringing you to things. You have to face things. There'll be some miscommunication, some chaos, whatever happens. But at the end of it, when things realign the proper way, you get the message after the fact, and it helps you to grow stronger. So just don't fight the universe. It will fight you even harder. Some of you guys will understand what the fuck I'm saying. It'll be going down. But this is in my territory. It was nice to catch up with certain people. I still have to respond back to a couple folks too. Take it on back to elementary school, to kindergarten. It'll be going down. I'm glad to hear from certain people. Oh no. And it was Gemini season. Now it's going to turn into Cancer season. Lord have mercy at Jesus. And I like listening to Tuesday art talks and all kinds of stuff be going down. So in the meantime, for me, I have been spending a lot of time with just self-care and shut down. And there's some demons I had to face. And it's interesting how these retrogrades work, because you get to learn a lot more about yourself. And this is where I start shedding off dead weight or like dry or dead skin. And you come out of that shell and go into a new chapter, whatever that might be. And so for me, I'm dealing with some situations right now, and not bad by far. and making peace with things. You know what I'm saying? It's nice to be grown. It's very yum yum. And I hear birds outside right now. Oh, that's going to be a beautiful day. For working for the government, I'm still waiting to hear back from them because we still have to have a follow-up because they know they messed up and they did not dot their I's, cross their T's. And because they're at fault for something, they have to be held accountable. And as people have seen my journey over the years, I'm always the fighter, even though I'm the quiet one. And no, actually, I'm not quiet. Shit. I'm just doing assessments this round, you guys. And so they're trying to put blame on one thing and trying to focus on one thing, but there's more to it than that. So I was sitting there and rolled the tape back. If I roll tape back, it's dangerous because I have all my receipts. Do you understand me? So where I've been reclassified, let me say this again, where I've been reclassified while I was on leave, you know, the whole department got reclassified. That's fine, but I was the only one that was thrown into the fucking snake pit and proper protocol was not followed. And where I had certain duties before, now I'm doing something else, and it's affecting pre-existing issues with me, including anxiety and PTSD. So PTSD, I didn't know it was awareness month this month for that. I didn't know that until yesterday. But a lot of you guys who I talk to on platforms, everybody's been through something. You know what I mean? Some people have seen some people get murdered. Some people have been dealing with the loss of a family member. Some people have worked in law enforcement. Some people have had traffic situations and working at the fire department, ambulance, all kinds of shit be going on. Social workers, you know what I'm saying? Even in our field, we have been through some shit. Sex trafficking, all kinds of shit be going down. Rape, molest, all that shit, abuse, period, everything be going down. But some things are ongoing. For me, it's all the above, from childhood to adulthood on so many different levels. Some people know my story. Some people have seen my story. And I'm still here. And still happy, still chill, but still healing. And so when people go through certain amounts of trauma, you know, it affects everybody differently. Some people have been in wars, military. My brother had PTSD bad too, but he was in infantry for the Marines. Okay, he's been through several different wars. My brother had things happening to him growing up. You know what I mean? Everybody's been through something. But how do we deal with situations and keep it pushing? Because it'd be one thing, it's just one situation. But if you have a series of things that happen on several levels over time, it's enough to make the normal person go crazy, right? I'm not normal. And I'm okay in saying that too. Some of you guys know that too. I'm a very different species. But something happened with me. And no, it's not rape. And no, it's not anything like that. It's just being triggered with traumas. So if my mom was mommy dearest on steroids, pure narcs, sociopath, bipolar, all that shit. But she's a wonderful Christian though. Whatever my brother was saying when he was growing up and told some of my brother's goons were watching this too, yeah, it's true. And I tried not to believe that, and I saw too much. I could tell you guys some stories too. My mama has a mental illness. It's not just for me, the whole family. All those kids in different forms, for even my stepbrothers, including my brother, my dad. She actually chased after him and acting out and tried to kill him with an axe and chop through the door. Some of you guys remember that. All kinds of stuff. She went to Santa Rita at 70-some years old because she just has these mums. Narcs are they're interesting creatures. I don't know. I'm learning. But I grew up in that environment. Nothing but chaos and dysfunction and just always arguing, just angry and just miserable for no reason. I'm telling y'all, if it was not for my daddy or just certain figures, I would not even be alive right now. For my stepdad, too, was also my first abuser. One of my first abusers. My brother was my first. And then from that, you go through situations. You try to sit there and go in survivor mode. And you just want peace and just, you're this different type of spirit. Just be happy and just love. I'll never forget how my Aunt Lee, or Aunt Lenora said, we're talking. I was sitting there taking a walk on the fire trail from Oakland Zoo back to Mama's house. They remember me always creating something. Always either try to write books from scratch as a little girl, or like make forts with my little cousins. They're grown now. Always dancing, playing piano, doing something. But just very happy. You know what I mean? And she was like, whatever happened to little Tammy or innocent Tammy? Life. I'll never forget, even for baby daddy or Dante. And yes, my stomach growling. Don't trip. I'll sit there and make breakfast in a second. But when he first got to know me, before I found the true him, he's a narc too. Don't forget, that's the fucking the murderer, the killer, the one who did a lot of time in prison, and he still has that life. But he's a preacher. And I love narcs. You guys are fun. You guys pretend about the image thing, about it's all about the outside image. You care about your image. But it's all about control and about you. But he said when he first started dating, and he has a background in psychology too, about whatever happened to little Tammy. And we're talking about how to get back to that part. Not just me, for people going through trauma, everybody has a story, right? Life happens. That's like, kids are not born to be racist. They're being taught certain things. You're being traumatized with certain situations, and you get scarred. So for me, I'll tell my fucking story, because it's not just one episode of things that have happened. It's a series of things that happen over a span of years on different levels. That's what I'm saying. When I'm done with this damn assignment, I'm ready to sit there and go. What's the next one? Shit. Can I be a dude? Shit. But my thing is that whatever's happening, and this is going to be the weird part. So for mysticism and metaphysics and healers, and just think about energy. We're still connected to the divine, by the way. Don't get that twisted. Healers attract other healers, number one. Number two is healers also attract the wounded. So people that require him, there's like a moth being attracted to a flame, because they see light. And I'm never changed. I'm still that same person. And then also you meet the wounded people who also, so hurt people. So we have different levels to this. Different levels. And this is tea, by the way. With some, what is this? Kava and some mango ginger. Okay. And honey and lemon. But anyway, but it's interesting with the dynamics of how things happen, especially if you have PTSD. It's almost like you're dealing with narcs or narcissists mixed with sociopaths. They like to prey on that wonderful energy, because it's like they want to have what they're not. You know what I mean? And so if it's not just for my mom and my stepdad, because I'm learning to cut them off and how to starve a narc. You know how much I try to self-harm myself to get away from these people? Everybody's a little bit of narc in them, but it's different levels to this shit. But this is a whole different, I don't know. And I'm just chilling. I'm happy, healing, and just doing my thing. Just do. All of a sudden, here comes baby daddy. That's another narc too. It comes in patterns. I'm not calling everybody a narc, but they fit the actual description. Everything's matching. They're no different than what they sit there and talk about. And so for this recent situation, I'm not going to go into detail, but it's enough to sit there and say I'm making some life changes, and everything has a season. I have gone to shutdown mode because during his last experiences, I was doing just fine. I finally shook baby daddy. Finally, after fucking 3 years, I've been trying to get rid of this man. They don't go away. They do not like the word no. They like to control, and it was whatever he started out being, that nice, wonderful person, that's not who he really was. Their true self starts to show. And so people think I be playing about the whole honeymoon phase when it comes to friendships, even like getting to know new people, whatever else, or lovers, whatever. It's all fun and games until that true person, their natural state of mind comes out. And that's how you find out who they really are. And yes, I am going to be judgmental. You guys can judge me too. I'm not a easy piece of cake to taste either, as far as that. You know what I mean? I stand my ground. I could be the nicest person, but even the nicest person has their limits. Does that make sense? It's all fun and games until you sit there and call somebody out on their bullshit, or you say the word no. And, you know, this has been interesting to me, because once you start shutting that one person down, the main person who's caused that source, and cut them off from your life, not just say no, cut them off. Remove that toxin from your life. It becomes easier and easier to recognize and pick up bullshit just like that. You feel me? In the meantime, as you heal, you want to see the best in people and just be cool. And pet puppies and look at unicorns and look at rainbows and just kumbaya, you know what I'm saying? Yada, yada, yada. Let's go have some drinks. Let's just chill. You know what I mean? They prey upon us. So if it was not for baby daddy, he was leeching on because he saw opportunity. It's all about him. Now look at the whole pattern and control. And he's no different than what I left from. So why would you even sit there and bother me in the first place? If you know what I've been through, why are you fucking with me? Like, why are you even talking to me? I don't like the pretenders. They're wonderful pretenders, by the way, for narcs. They're great at gaslighting. They're master manipulators. They're great at projecting what they despise. So if you have come from, this is weird for me too. I'm gonna get to this situation. So where they have gone through narcissistic situations, they'll project that same energy into your space. You know what I mean? So you're projecting what you despise. So what are you trying to achieve? You're no different than that other person is. They're great at passive aggressive. They're great at switching up stories. They're great at, it's all about deception and just not honest. You know what I mean? They're great at the guilt trip. But it's about image and control, what's convenient for them. And so I'm learning a lot here. So my intent with this video is a couple things. I already talked to my therapist. What I'm going to do is, for my job, I'm waiting to hear back from them too, because the ball's now in their court, because they know they fucked up. So now you better fix this. This is the government. It's a lot different. And we have a possible fucking lawsuit about to happen. And I just sit there and get the union involved, because they knew some things and pre-existing issues before I went back to work. And so they put me in an environment that was not healthy for me, which amplified my symptoms and other things. So when I come back to work, put me back to where I was before. I don't give a fuck about the pay, any of that shit. And as I've been reclassified like everybody else, I know I'm very good on the face front. I'm good at putting on the happy face and very helpful and everything else, but it's not good for my health. You know what I mean? Which is why people are having arguments and looking for me, sought out for me directly, and being sought after and having flowers sent to my job and all kinds of shit happening. I don't know. I'm just trying to sit it myself. So, what I'm going to do is I talk to my therapist, and I've been thinking about this overall. I talked to my cousin about this too, but I'm going to seek hypnotherapy. I think it's a great idea. There has been too many different scars placed on my body as far as my spiritual body and traumas. And it's hindering me from still moving forward. Because when something happens and I get triggered, I will shut the fuck down. I love my big cousin Virgo. She will stay on your ass. I know she's not trying to be annoying. She's very concerned, and she's like a mother figure to me. And that's my family. But damn it, the hell I don't feel like talking to anybody. She be getting mad. She will kick your ass. It's okay. I just don't feel like talking to anybody. I'm not being mean. I'm not depressed. Hell no, I'm not going to sit there and hurt myself or hurt anybody else. I just need time for me, okay? And not everybody understands that I'm one of those low maintenance type of bitches, okay? I don't have to talk every goddamn day. I just need just a minute. And so when I'm so used to adjusting and actually being alone for this long period of time, which is great for me because I'm learning myself and I'm comfortable. I like being safe in my own space. Something happened. And this is where entanglements come in and situations come in, situationships. Okay? I could sit there and write a fucking book on the shit that happened in the past few months. We're not going to sit there and go into detail. Just say that everybody knows everybody and some shit happened. And it was a lot that was going on in my life. And the pot was calling the kettle black because they're both one the same. And I don't know what the fuck is going on because there's also to all be homies. So why is this person hating on this person, that person's hating on that person, but that person sitting there encouraging to sit there and help that person, but there's encouraging to a territorial thing. And then all of a sudden, now they're the fucking victim, but you have a whole ass life. What just happened? And just because I'm the homie, I'm not a fucking vacation resort. So why the fuck am I doing everything? I'm just noticing some things, and all of a sudden it just turns into, it was a hot mess. That was love triangle on steroids, and it was not supposed to happen like that. And I'm in a love triangle because I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. I'm just cutting everybody off, and I cannot. One thing I'm learning too is about, I'm not trying to sit there and hate because I'm a fan of law enforcement. I really am trying to think about one officer who I've actually met who has not been narcissistic. There's narc in areas, but for law enforcement, y'all motherfuckers are a whole different species to deal with. And then all these other things come out on top of that I'm starting to notice. And I'm starting to see that things that just because I don't say it or don't call it out and still be cool does not mean I don't notice some shit. And I've noticed some shit, but it has to be confirmed. So it's not just one party, it's both parties. It's all parties. I'm just saying fuck everybody. You know what I mean? Just slide it clear. And not I'm just that. So as for me and a certain bromeister, we have an understanding. I've been too much of a cheerleader, and I appreciate him. I appreciate the season. But as certain things were implemented into our situation, we knew it was going to be temporary. You feel me? He keeps making that clear. I guess we're trying to convince himself, not me, because it's supposed to be a one-time thing. And that one-time thing turned to years later, and it was cool. These motherfuckers want to have their cake and eat it too, but I'm not even looking for anything like that. You know what I'm saying? We have a different understanding. I just don't like the yo-yo effect, and that person's not being honest either. And so why am I investing myself into people who don't invest back? You know what I mean? It's not equally yoked, but then you get mad about some other cat who you confirm I should help, and you push me to sit there, not push. He's supportive of whatever I choose to do. But then he does his yank back thing. That's just not going to work for me. And have you guys tried having a conversation with a cop? Some things you just don't do. And some things I'll just leave it alone. And I'm not just saying that for one. I'm saying that for whatever parties are involved. I'm cool. Whatever I sought out to do, even with good intention, I am being taught a lesson in this. Because I swear, God has a sense of humor to where he keeps presenting the same challenge over and over in different forms until you fucking master the lesson. That's what's going on right now. So it wasn't for my mom and my stepdad, got away and cut that off. Then comes baby daddy, cut that off. The neighbor's son who I was engaged to, cut that off. It's something about a pattern of people. And don't say it's me, it's because they have a certain pattern. I keep attracting a certain energy. And for some people, I let you slide with some shit just because I loved you as a homie. And I genuinely cared for another. It's a homie, you know what I mean? Intentions were good, but just horrible execution because I keep attracting fucking narcs. And this is interesting. It's weird to me because as I always get sought after and not even looking for anything. Yes, I know I'm a cool ass chick and I could be cool. I don't like bullshit. Your energy has to match mine. The older I get, the more I'm not settling for anything unless you're on my level. And I'm noticing some things and it's not sitting right with me. So yeah, sometimes it's time to say goodbye. Still wish the best and still nothing ill will. And some things are not worth my energy any further. But cutting all that off. All of it. I don't care how long we knew each other. You feel me? And I'm not being victim. I'm just taking control of situations before I let it control me. Because what people understand for narcs is for sociopaths. You guys don't even realize it. That's the crazy part. Me and one party even had a conversation about the mirroring effects. You're mirroring what this person has done to you, but now you're bringing it to me. So the person that you know me, I've been abused. I have been through traumas that are beyond repair. And so things I'm trying to heal from, you're bringing that back into my doorstep. So I become your psychological or spiritual punching bag in a way. And not on purpose, not intentionally, but you're doing it. You're mirroring what you're recovering from. I can't be around people like that. I'm looking at not just one person. I'm looking at damn near 3 people lying to me while I'm sitting there talking to you. And then you want to get in the defense and do this other shit. I can't do it. It's too much. It's not my flavor anymore. I've outgrown that part. Does that make sense? Enjoyed the good times, had some fun, but it's time to go. You feel me? And so I don't regret any of that. What I need to work on, what's going to happen with the whole hypnotherapy thing, and I'm going to go ahead and call them in the morning. Well, it is morning. It's 6:28 right now. And my therapist thought it was a good idea too. I want to, because everything is triggering, not everything. There's things I have to address. For the PTSD thing and the high anxiety, because of traumas caused. And people, it's so weird because people look at me, everybody says I'm too nice. But then when I snap, all of a sudden it's a situation, but you brought me to this point. I don't just snap for no reason. I don't have any type of mental health issues like that. My actions are based off of however you act. So if I pick up on bullshit and I'm sitting there looking at you, I try to be patient with some shit, but I know you're not being totally honest. Now I'm looking at you lie, and I let you tell it. Don't sit there and get smart with me. I don't give a fuck. You feel me? So I stand up for myself, and that makes narcs even matter. Or I just don't respond, it makes them even matter. I cut them off, they even matter. So just let them have their time. I'm watching temper tantrums all over the place. I just know that I just want to be happy. People see me always staying to myself, because even when I was entertaining company, even a couple times on a couple different levels, I'm a safe space. It might be the hood, but motherfucker, you don't see people popping up in here like that. You know what I mean? I like to stay hidden. And some people get overly worried because I'm so pretty, I'm so young, and I should not be single. I want to be single. I have served my slavery time. I'm not looking. And not just that, it's about people. It is about the energy. Lord have mercy, Jesus. The energy I'm surrounded with. Everybody has their own journey. I'm not going to sit there and going to detail on that. I'll just sit there and say that, you have a lot of growing to do. We're in our 40s and 50s and being realistic, and you're no different than what you left from. So what do you really want in life? I want people to grow. I want people to grow and learn. So what is your action plan now? Don't just sit there and talk about it, be about it. But for the PTSD thing, it's holding me back. I have high anxiety about going back to work because they put me into a different section to where before I was in the background. Now I'm dealing with people constantly, and I don't mind doing that. But when people want to start coming at you, I'm just very funny about men. Even at the grocery store yesterday, dude, it's triggering me. I'm having triggers. I'm funny about men. Females, I'm cool with. It's the dudes. I'm funny about men. I can be flirty and still move the room and I'll do my job. No problem with that. But there's a reason why I start covering myself up more. You know what I mean? Too much has happened to me. And no, it's not a sob story. It's not a woe is me. It's about I'm about to fix this shit. So what I need to do, what I'm going to do, is in a couple hours, I'm going to go ahead and call a couple places and check out. And I need to repress or suppress just the trauma part. I need the trauma part to go. Things that have caused me to be in a situation when it comes to men, because I identify things with not just bullying, but also Black sexualization of women. I've dealt with racism. I've dealt with the narcissistic type of personalities, things, just certain things. I just really am funny and will freeze up in certain situations. So that has to change. So I really do want that part erased. Because otherwise, I'm not going to be able to function and be happy. I'm not looking for love, none of that. I just want to be happy. And it's so bad because there really are some good men out there. You know what I mean? But it's a key number, you motherfuckers are just bad apples that fucked it up for everybody else. For some of you guys will see some of my platforms. Some of you guys are rapists, have molested, have sat there and I don't care if it's date rape, whatever. Some of you guys have done some fucked up ass shit to females. And whatever you're trying to heal from, if you know somebody's been abused, you guys do the same exact thing that you didn't want to have done to you. You know what I mean? You guys don't realize how much it affects somebody's life. Not just a one time, for a minute. I'm talking about lifetime scarred. And people who start out so innocent and have cool intentions and just chill, you fucked it up for everybody else. Because now I can't even sit there. I really don't feel comfortable around dudes. And there's other factors that are involved I'm not going to speak of. No, it's not rape, and no, it's not molest, nothing like that. But some things are just triggering you, and that stuff stays with you for a lifetime, especially if it's continuous. You know what I mean? So, as far as PTSD, this is a self-help situation. Because nobody's going to save me but me. I don't feel like talking to anybody. I know my cousin's trying to sit there and just check on me, and I know she's concerned too. And I really do love her. And now I'm checking on my sister too. I know we all get a little bit too quiet. But I'm okay. I just need to have this moment because there's a lot that's going on I'm not saying. Even going back to work, I just don't want to be in that environment that I was introduced to and coming back from leave. And this is not how I left. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck about the money. It's not, and they should have sat there and paid attention to my medical files because I have all the proof of everything, including the 2 police reports, the 2 counts of forcible rape and 1 count of domestic violence battery. They have restraining orders and file everything. But you put me into the limelight to where I'm going to be sought after. And then they sit there. For a normal female, we get hit on and just brush it off because people come looking for females all the time at my job, or certain people. And my supervisors sit there and laugh about the shit at first, but then they've also approached me too, some dude actually came over here ready to sit there and fight. I sit there and have security called, or it got escalated because they were looking just for me. It's not favors, no nothing like that. It's just doing my job. And so for me, if I've been dealing with stalkers and clingers, and some of you guys have seen my journey, it's going to affect me a lot differently than what it affect the normal female because I have a whole different situation. I'm used to this stuff. It's not fun. I don't want to be found. And so with that being said too, This comes into the conversation with, because I still have a job to come back to. They need to correct their stuff. And if they don't, I still have an income to fall back on. So either way, it makes me know, never mind. And even for that job, it served its purpose because it was a spiritual journey for me for that too. So anyway, I just had to share that, you guys. I just need a moment. And after this whole situation and how things played out, it might seem small to some, but for this capacity and how things happen, I learned a lot from not just one level, but a few levels. I'm recovering from that on top of like additional past traumas. That is too much of a trigger. You know what I mean? So I want to erase anything that has to do with the traumas. Traumas. I'm not talking about the triggers, I'm talking about the traumas. It needs to be erased so I can continue forward. Because this is taking me out of my element. I can't let that happen. Sometimes you could be your own biggest obstacles, and that's not going to happen on my watch. And don't forget, it all starts with you. For you getting help for yourself. I don't care if you have an addiction. I don't care. Whatever you're going through, you have to start out and you make that first step and you help you. Because nobody else is going to sit there and do it for you like that. You feel me? Anyway, on those notes, you guys have a good one.